I don't know how to ask this question other than to say, as a practicing uh, therapist,
Mhm.
when would you tell someone or when would you suggest someone to see someone
Like, for
to go get help? Like maybe I'm out there and I'm like, I don't
mm,
have ADHD, but everything these two just talked about, whoa, that just opened my eyes. Like, are there signs, excuse me, or are there traits or things where you could be like, hey, if you're experiencing this, you might just go get checked out.
so I always say, "This is about your functioning." And so there are folks who's like, "I probably have ADHD, but I'm functioning really well. I'm at a job that works really well with me. Um, I feel like my relationships are going really well, and I'm taking care of myself and blah, 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 blah," right? Then it's like, yeah, everything we said resonates with you, but you're fine. So keep doing what you're doing. That's great.
Love it.
I would say if you feel like your daily functioning is being impacted to the point where your friends are worried about you or your family's worried about you, or you're like, just like, don't feel great about myself, then go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And make sure you talk to somebody who knows about ADHD in women because you don't wanna go like, you were talking about your misdiagnosis journey a little bit, like,
Yeah.
I don't want you to go through and, like, get put on some meds that are gonna make your brain worse.
Yeah.
Um,
And I would add to advocate for yourself if
yeah,
whatever is happening with whatever doctor it is isn't helping or doesn't feel right to you. Maybe it is right, but for you, it is not working. I think that does not happen a lot with women. They get an answer, they go, and they're like, I don't know. Advocating for yourself is so important. And there's so much research out there that shows how ignored maybe women's symptoms or their quote unquote complaints or their
yeah,
concern, how often those get ignored. Um, and people don't listen, right? And I got told that a lot. I got it told, we think you're inventing this. We think you're imagining it. We can't find anything clinically wrong with you. So, you just got to buck up and get through it. And it wasn't true, right? There were things that were happening and they were happening for so long. And had I caught them early, like there's just so much to that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
advocating for yourself, if it doesn't feel right, go somewhere else. If the med doesn't work or it makes you feel weird, tell the doctor that and get on a different one, right? If you don't click with your therapist, that is okay. You might have to go to 10. I certainly
Yeah,
went through many, many handfuls. Like find the one that works for you because when
yeah,
you do, the door opens up so wide. Um, and I love that. Sometimes it is about clicking with that person and do you trust them enough to be vulnerable? Because if you're in this setting and you do not leave it all on the table, you're not going to get as much from the experience. Again, not a professional, but that is my personal experience advice.
as a professional, I second all of that.
Okay. Woo.
Uh, I mean, I tell people when they're doing, like, therapy consultation calls or whatever, I'm like, "I don't care if you pick me or not.
Yes.
It's about vibes," right?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't feel like we are the right fit, then we're not.
Yep.
So go work with
Yep.
somebody else. Like,
Yep.
it is so important that, like, if you're looking for a therapist, if you're talking to a therapist and you're like, "I'm not sure," like, "I don't feel heard by them," or I don't know, like, "I just have, like, a weird vibe," like, go find somebody else. There are lots of us.
100%. And
And
don't be afraid to be specific about what you want, right? Like when you go buy a pair of jeans, you don't buy one that makes your butt look bad. You keep going to find the right pair. So same with a therapist or a primary care physician or whatever doctor you
yeah,
have, right? Find the one that will listen to you, but also not just tell you what you want to hear.
yeah,
There's a distinction there, right?
yeah.
Because otherwise you're not being pushed to do the work that you need to do, and like it or not, this is a lot of work. It
A
is.
lot of work. It's not fun.
It's a
People are
lot.
like, "Man, I knew I was gonna talk to you today, and I just, like, didn't want to." I'm like, "I get it.